It was about 12 months ago since we last caught up with my next guest, the happy hip-hopper Peabod himself. He released Mad just around the time that we were chatting. He's done a collab with KJ52 and he's got his latest singles, Deep Cuts, and we're going to be playing the brand new track, Better Than Nostalgia, tonight. He joins us now. Peabod, how are you, mate?
Hey, so good. Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here. It's really awesome.
It's great to have you back on the show and great to catch up with you. It's been a big 12 months for you. So just in a snapshot, what has the last year looked like?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. There's been a lot going on. This is in no particular order of importance,
sure.
But I moved. Moving is always a big endeavor. And so I've got a new little at-home studio that I'm really excited about.
Awesome.
That I've been making a lot of new music in. I am an independent artist as of last summer, which all good. Still love my label friends to death. It just made sense for us to work on our businesses separately.
Sure.
So I'm releasing independent music, which is a new flavor for me. Still lots of the same teammates and players in the mix, just a different label on it. No pun intended. Honestly, just been working on a lot of new music, playing a lot of shows, a lot of youth events, lots of summer camps, all that good fun stuff. And just really just kind of been taking stock. This has been my first full year as a full-time musician. I quit my job in 2022. And and that has been, man, the steepest learning curve that I have ever experienced. And so starting my second year as a full-time musician has been just lots of reflecting and praying and going like, okay, God, like, I feel like this is where you have led me, and what's next? Just going to keep trekking along. So my wife is awesome and has been super supportive through the whole thing. And so we're just living life out here in the rainy Pacific Northwest, just making music.
I've got to ask, how's Navy, your Portuguese water dog? Is that the right breed? Because we don't have them in Australia. It blew my mind. I went and Googled. I'm like, whoa, what is this kind of dog that he's talking about?
Oh my gosh! Well, good memory on the name and breed. She is super good. She will turn 2 this month, which is crazy. And it's nice because she's slowly settling down. I saw this meme the other day that was like dogs from like 0 to 4 months, and it's like this cute puppy, and it's like 4 months to 2 years, and it's like a dinosaur, and then it's like 2 years plus, and then it's like a cute dog again. So she's slowly ending her dinosaur velociraptor phase, but yeah, she's good, crazy as ever.
I love keeping up with your adventures. I saw you guys out having a hit of golf, or at least you were trying to, because Navy, not the best caddy, may I say.
No, every time I was just trying to work on my chip shots, and to her credit, I was not being very successful in the first place, but every time I would set up a ball, she would come run over and pick it up and move it somewhere else. She just was having a good time, and so
as long as she moves it to the hole, then that's fine.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
And you can check out the Insta at Peabod Raps. It's very, very cute. You're always sharing lots of stories behind the scenes, lots of cool memes, and lots of fun content. So make sure you check that out. I think last time that we caught up, you'd only just sort of gotten back out on the road post-COVID. I think you had a show maybe in Jacksonville, I want to say. And I saw recently that you've sort of thrown open the floodgates so that you're entertaining any options when it comes to the summer. So it's been great for you getting back out on the road and obviously looking to do more.
Yeah. Oh man, it's been such a joy. I think doing this full time now too, there's like even a deeper sense of appreciation that I have for just people who are willing to pull funds together to fly me somewhere to sing music. It's really humbling, honestly. And about 1.5 years ago, we ran a similar deal where we were like, you know what, like, I'm sure there are youth groups out there that maybe wouldn't normally go, oh, we're not like the kind of youth group that brings in a concert. But if there are people that enjoy my music and we say, hey, like, just shoot us an offer, like maybe we can make it work. Maybe I'll be in the area and we can afford to do it, because it's expensive to travel and to play music. And man, the first time we did that, the the shows that came from it, I met some really wonderful people and had some great fun times that I wouldn't have gotten to have if we hadn't just thrown it out there. So we were like, you know what, let's do it again. And we've been getting some really cool responses so far. So yeah, it's just, it's cool to kind of go back to like, I didn't get into this in the first place just to like make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Probably being like a Christian hip hop artist is not like the most lucrative thing I could have.
It's like community Christian radio, just quietly.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's super fun, but like I got into it because I love making music and I love connecting with people through music. So it was fun to go like, let's see how scrappy we can be so we can connect with more people. So It's been good.
And last time when we caught up, we were talking a bit about your genre and labeled it happy hip hop or happy rapper. And I likened your style to KJ52. Now, earlier this year, you got to collaborate with KJ52. Now, I'm not going to say that I spoke that into being, planted that idea in your head. I'm not going to take a victory lap, probably because I did that already back in February when it happened. But tell us a bit about getting together with KJ and No Bad Days.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was a super fun project. I had met KJ a couple times at some festivals backstage, and he was always super cool, really encouraging, and just like a pro. You know, like he's been doing this thing for a minute, and he's just really good at what he does. And so, kind of like we followed each other on Instagram, and kind of just out of the blue, he was like, "Hey, I'm making a project for." This was back. There was a hurricane in the South that really the community that KJ lives in was hit really, really hard. And so he's like, "Hey, I want to make this this album to like raise money to like help bring support to my community." And I was like, "Dude, that's cool. Like, I would love to help out." What I didn't know when I recorded this vocal is that he was going to make that the single to like promote the whole album.
Wow.
So I thought it was just going to live like on this thing that, you know, only select people would buy to like give to it. But he put that track on Spotify and Apple Music to like promote the rest of the album. So that was really cool and was fun for me. So yeah, KJ's a legend. So it was really cool to work on a track with him.
Awesome. Now, we debuted Deep Cuts only a few weeks ago. I know it's been out for a while, but it takes a while for things to get to Australia. We've got this newfangled thing called the internet. I don't know if it's going to work out, but anyway. So we played Deep Cuts a few weeks ago, and we actually played it the same night we debuted the new track from NF, Motto. And I actually found just a couple of little similarities and within talking about more than just the music and more than just the industry. Tell us a bit about Deep Cuts and what it means to you, and we'll play the track in just a moment.
Yeah, oh man. Well, I'm honored to have any comparison to NF and to that track, because when Motto came out, I was like, this is amazing. I think that track is incredible. I kind of from the beginning of doing this whole music thing as Peabod, there's been this really committed group of fans, and so I reference them in the song and call them the day ones. Yeah. Like those are all the people who have been with you from day one. And I'd include like my family and my friends in there too. But there's just been this core group of people who have been endlessly supportive of everything I've done from the very beginning. And those people are worth their weight in gold. And so I was like, man, and really the thing that sparked the idea for this song, I played a hometown show in Seattle in September. And, there were probably 100 people there in this tiny little club. And I like went on for an encore, which I wasn't expecting to do. And so I pulled this song out that I haven't sang in a while. It's called Okay. And I had poured so much into this show and had this like sense of relief, like finishing this set I had been prepping for, that like my mental energy was just gone. So I got up on stage to sing this song and I couldn't remember the lyrics.
Oh no.
And a fan in the front row pulled them up on her phone and held them for me the whole song.
Wow.
And then there were moments where I like backed away from the mic and the whole room was singing the chorus of this song that I didn't even remember the words to. And I had this moment where I was just like, what else could I want besides, getting to do more of this, like getting to write songs that somehow mean something to me and to people listening to them, and then we get to like have shared meaning around this song together. It's just more of that. So Deep Cuts was kind of born out of that experience, being like, the people who are with you from the beginning are invaluable, and anything you can do to celebrate them over money or the pursuit of success or fame is worthwhile. So that's kind of what the song's about.
Awesome. Moving to Better Than Nostalgia. So pumped that we get to debut that on the show in just a few minutes. But I saw an Insta story or post a little while back, and you were sharing from the heart, and you don't need to go into detail, but I do feel that this track means a lot to you.
To be candid, like being full-time and trying to make, being my own boss and trying to make the living doing art, it's been tough. Like there have been some really tough seasons since I quit, and so I have found myself in seasons going to like thinking like, oh man, maybe the best days are actually behind me. Like the good old days I've already lived them, and it's really easy to kind of just go back to those memories and hide there. And the thing is, like, if people listening to this have listened to even one more song of my music, they know that, like, I love nostalgic references. Yeah. And I don't think there's anything wrong. Like, I think there's real joy to be found in enjoying nostalgia. But when I find myself going, like, I just want to live here instead of, like, looking at the future and doing the hard work of, like, giving it to God and believing that he can redeem anything and that he could bring hope and better things into the future than I could even imagine. That's harder because that's actually trusting God, as opposed to over here where it's like, this good thing already happened, so I'm just going to remember how awesome that was and not think about other stuff. So yeah, I found myself doing that a lot and felt like there was a song there. And the original lyric for the chorus was, "Your love is better than nostalgia," which is a fine lyric. But my buddy Austin, who has been kind of my A&R like feedback person for all these songs I'm working on, he was like, I think that it would be a lot stronger to kind of like create this desire in people than to like answer it. Basically, like, let's stir up the question in people, like, am I just kind of wondering like what could be better than nostalgia, or am I actually looking for it? Am I actually going to Jesus for like I need something better than what's going on right now? So it's kind of a challenge for me because I think we all like closure. We all like to put little bows on things, and so to leave it like more in the question and like leave the question hanging a little bit. It was a really good exercise for me personally as I finished writing the song to like explore that in myself. So, yeah, that's kind of the background on that one.
I love the promo material where you've kind of remade photos from photo shoots when you were a kid. And just a quick shout out to Mama Peabod that she held on to these over the years or even took them to begin with. So I'm from the era of film cameras where you got to take only like 24 of them, then take them to the store, and then it takes a week to get them back, and then they're all blurry, or you've had your thumb over the lens, or the lens cap is still on. So shout out to Mama Peabod.
Oh my gosh, yeah, she really came through for that one. She has huge, like, thick photo albums of me and my siblings, and also for a long time had like pictures of us hanging up around the house where I'd be like, Mom, like, why is that still up? Like, I don't want to bring people over because like this picture is here. And so, but she hasn't gotten rid of any of that. So back when we did Healthy Snacks, we were tossing around an album artwork, and she had happened to send me the photo that ended up being the artwork for Healthy Snacks.
Is that you eating watermelon as a kid?
And yeah, eating like a popsicle or something like that. Okay. And I think there was like chocolate like dripping onto my shoulder from it. But then for this one, we were like, oh well, the song's called Better Than Nostalgia. Like we might as well like see what's there, because my buddy Kevin, who does my graphic design now, he was like, it just makes me think of like the old like photo shoot in the mall kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know I took some of those pictures, so I just texted her, and she was like, "Oh, I've got pictures."
Oh, she came through big time. Make sure you go and check it out because they're definitely well worth a look. Now, for people that want to keep in touch with you and make sure that they're across everything that's going on with Peabod and heading into the future, of course, you've still got your roommates and everything as well. Tell us how we can keep connected.
Absolutely. You can find all my stuff by just typing in Peabod Raps, whatever you're on. Instagram and TikTok is at Peabod Raps. My website is peabodraps.com. YouTube, I think, YouTube is at Peabod Raps too. And yeah, I do have a Patreon, and I connect with those guys pretty regularly, and they get all the music early and sometimes get exclusive stuff too. So if you want to check that out, they're called The Roommates, and you might have to Google like Peabod Patreon or something to find it, but I post about it pretty regularly too.
Yeah, it's there on the website as well, peabodraps.com. And yeah, make sure you follow Peabod on Insta at peabodраps. If nothing else, just cute videos of Navy, but there's lots of other great content on there as well.
Absolutely. The Navy content is top tier, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You should put that behind a paywall. It is. Good on you, man. It's so great to catch up. Thank you so much for your time today, and great hearing these new tracks coming out. We'll certainly keep an eye on what the future holds for you. Best of luck with everything, and thank you again for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me. Appreciate you guys.